What is going on, warriors and farmers of Tamaris? Welcome to the video. In today's episode, I'm going to show you guys the infantry artifact that we have ignored for over 2 years. This artifact is going to change the way your alliance play PvP once you're done watching this video. If you're new here, subscribe for more content, like the video, share it with your friends, drop some comments down below. Alright, warriors of Tamaris, Call of Dragons has been out for over 2 years, and I find it surprising how we have ignored this artifact for a very long time. Today, I'm going to show you how this artifact is better than the Spiritbone Torque when it comes to fighting in the open field. So let us go to the tavern and we click on the artifact, we go to the Exemplar Wish, and I show you which artifact I am talking about. So we're going to scroll over and then we click on this thing. Here we go, guys. This is the new meta artifact in Call of Dragons, and it's going to change the way people play infantry if you're done watching this video. So what does this artifact say? Deals diffuse damage to up to 4 enemy legions in a designated circle. The damage type is physical, damage factor is 2000. Damaged legions are stunned for 6 seconds. So this is the most important aspect of this artifact. It is something that we have ignored for over 2 years. If you have the exemplar for this artifact, just know that you have hit the jackpot. So today, we're going to be discussing the stunned effect in Call of Dragons and how this is going to be more useful than the Spiritbone Torque. This artifact only have, I think, plus 2.5% additional damage. So the Spiritbone Torque might be excellent for rallying cities and defending garrisons and stuff like that. But when it comes to open field PvP, this guy is going to be taking over. And I'm going to show you guys why this is going to be the case. Let us go to the map and I show you how this artifact is going to be the biggest game changer. So we're going to hit deploy. We're going to go multi-create. I'm going to bring out my archer teams. We're going to switch this and put the infantry setup. We take out the Spiritbone Torque. And we bring the Grey Mars Warhammer, aka the new best infantry artifact for open field PvP. And you're gonna see when I show you the demonstration. So this artifact is going to stun enemies for 6 seconds if you have the exemplar. Do you know what happens when you stun somebody? They cannot carry out any action whatsoever, which means the person who has been stunned cannot launch any counter attack. And this is very important. Imagine an army of infantry with the Spiritbone Torque. You go and you stun all the enemy infantry. It means the enemy infantry will not launch any counter attack. And you guys can just annihilate them with your range units. So let us hit this thing. You're gonna see how things are going to change. I think I hit the wrong Darkling. We're gonna need someone. We're gonna need the range unit Darklings, the one that can do counter attack. So let's go back to the city and we start over. So I'm gonna find a range unit enemy. So we got one right here. We're gonna attack that guy. You're gonna see how my range units are going to take 0 counter attack damage when the enemy is stunned. So we go back here, we do the creation again. We gotta put the Grey Mars Warhammer, aka the new open field meta. So we have about 54 seconds before it's fully charged. Let me just bring everybody out and just set them up nicely. I don't know how we have missed out on this for a very long time. People just think the Spiritbone Torque is the way to go because it can force enemies to fight you. How about using an artifact that will let people take 0 counter attack for 6 seconds? Isn't that better than the functionality of the Spiritbone Torque? I do believe this is going to change the way people play infantry in the open field. We have about 20 seconds, so let it charge. Let us go over here and look at the attributes of this artifact to see what it's all about. So where is my Grey Mars Warhammer? Where are you hiding? Okay, here it is. We hit the details. It is a 5% artifact, so if you get the exemplar, you're gonna get additional 2.5% defense and 2.5% damage dealt. And then when we go to the skills, the maximum target is 5. So if your alliance uses it, you can stun 5 enemy infantry, and each one of them will be stunned for 6 seconds, which means all those 5 infantry will not launch any counter attack to your range units that's hitting them from far away. This is going to be game changer. On top of that, you get to do some DPS as well. So this is going to be very, very cool for the open field. Another good application for this artifact is going to be for your multiple cavalry marches. Because when you stun an enemy, you go in with unyielding rush, you stun your enemies for 6 seconds, and you just annihilate them with your multiple cavalry marches. Okay, so the artifact has charged. Let me select everyone. We go and hit this Darkling, whatever. This one is going to launch counter attack. So look at my legions. When we hit this thing, as you can see, there are those white numbers, which are the counter attacks. So we hit the enemy with the artifact, and the counter attack has disappeared. When the stun is over, then the counter attack takes over again. Okay, so this is done. As you just saw right there, there was no counter attack. Let us go to the war report and we see this for ourselves. So this is the first report for Mr. Nico. We click on the battle log. We start scrolling down. So for those of you that don't know how to read the report, the numbers at the top are your legions. These are the number of troops that you lost due to counter attack or normal attack, or pretty much any way the enemy made you lose troops. The numbers at the bottom are the numbers of troops the enemy lost. So we're going to keep scrolling down. As you can see here, turn number 4, we did not lose anything. That is because the enemy was stunned. They cannot launch any counter attack whatsoever. And my Grey Mars Warhammer has a 4-second stun. So we got 1 here, we took 0 damage. 2nd here, we took 0 damage. 3rd here, we took 0 damage. And 4th here, we took 0 damage. So for 4 seconds, we hit the enemy with our normal attack and took 0 counter attack damage. This is going to be a game changer for many alliances in the open field. You can put your Spiritbone talk on the side, send your infantry with this artifact, and then take pretty much 0 damage, because you know many people are going to be hitting the same infantry. So 4 or 6 seconds is a lot of time. Your range units are going to be able to survive for a very long time. So we click on this report. We took 0 damage. As you can see here, Kinara launched a normal attack. Darkling lost 2,186. Usually they will launch a counter attack, but they can't because they have been hit with the stun effect. And then over here there's a stun, here there is a stun, and then here the stun just finished. Now look at this. You launch a normal attack. Darkling lost 2,315. And then Darkling, Warlock, Captain launch a counter attack, and Kinara lost. That is because the stun effect of the Grey Mars Warhammer was gone. So this is very, very important, guys. This is just the war report for Kinara. Let us have a look at Goresh and Skogul. They had that stun artifact. So if you look over here, where is it? There should be 0 damage. Okay, why am I not seeing it here? So we launched the artifact over here, and then here we're hitting the enemy. Why are we taking damage? It could be from something else. Darkling Warlock Captain used Chaos Magic. Okay, so the Darkling Warlock deals magic skill damage every second to all enemy legions in a circle around them for 8 seconds. Okay, so this ability was triggered earlier, which is why we kept on losing here. As you can see here, we lost a lot from normal attack, counter attack. But over here, we are only losing from this chaos magic. We are not losing from a counter attack. Okay, so it's working. So we got 1, 2, 3, and then over here, we lost from counter attack damage. Let's see. Launch a normal attack, and here launch a counter attack. We lost over here. Okay, so as you can see, Goresh also wasn't taking any counter attack damage. And then we go on to this next march as well. they were fighting together. Let us see. We go to the battle log. We scroll down. As you guys can see here, we weren't taking any counter attack damage. So let's see. It should be the areas where we were healing. So here, yep, this is the report. As you can see, we got plus 944. This is because Margaret can heal. When we click on this war report, you're going to see that we launched a normal attack, but we didn't take any counter attack damage. So here we launched a normal attack, lost 19,000, but there is no sign of counter attack damage taken. Here again, same thing. We launched a normal attack, didn't take any counter attack because of the Grey Mars War Hammer. Here as well, we launch a normal attack right here. We don't take any counter attack damage. So this is excellent. Check out the next march, which was Syndrion and Freygar. We go to the war report. We scroll down. It should be somewhere where we don't take any counter attack damage. So yep, right here. So here, turn number 6, you see? Up top, we didn't lose anything. This is because of the Grey Mars War Hammer. So if you have this artifact, your alliance, I think, is going to do very well in the open field in terms of killing the enemy infantry and taking 0 damage. So over here, 0 damage, 0 damage, 0 damage from the counter attack. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what I wanted to show you guys today. The Grey Mars War Hammer is going to be one of the best artifacts for the open field PvP. Don't get me wrong, guys, the Spiritbone talk is excellent. But if you want your alliance to have the survivability in the open field, this artifact is the way to go. Especially when you get the stun effect with the Exemplar Wish, you should be doing some good stuff in PvP. 6 seconds of 0 counter attack is going to be amazing for all of your range units. Now, I don't know if this is going to work for everybody. I don't know if it only works for the person who stunned the enemy. But even if that is the case, you still don't take any counter attack damage. On top of that, you're going to do damage from the artifact effect when you hit the enemies. So I think this is going to be super important for the open field. Now, when it comes to the cavalry, you can use this artifact as well. As you can see here, one of my presets has this Grey Mars War Hammer. So every time I go to battle with this War Hammer, I stun the enemy for 4 seconds. They cannot do anything, which means my cavalry will hit the enemy without taking any counter attack damage in the process, while doing a lot of damage as well. So this artifact is a game changer. So what do you guys think of this video? Do you think I am wrong about this artifact? Let me know down below. Are you going to be using it with your alliance? Let me know down below. I think the way people play infantry in the PvP is going to change because of the Grey Mars War Hammer. Now, I hope the devs don't do anything to this artifact. Like, for example, they could make it so that enemies still launch counter attack. I hope the devs don't do that, because this artifact is going to add a different style of fighting for infantry players in the open field. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new, subscribe for more content. Until then, talk to you guys in the next one. Bye bye for now.